Good morning, everybody. Old School just tweeted out a brand new, I don't even know if it's like a mini game yet. To be honest, I just barely glanced at this news post, so I'm going in completely blind. But Old School tweeted, "Are you swimming in GP and interested in crafting enough runes to last a lifetime? If so, the Scar Essence mine might be exactly what you're looking for. Check out the blog to learn about the mysterious Abyssal Extractor Ventriculus." Jesus Christ. All right, let's take a little look. The Scar Essence mine. Oh my god, I'm nervous. I am nervous. I really don't know what's happening here. I just saw a few replies to that, and it looks like it's a GP, in like you using GP and getting extra runes. So let's just take a look. Let them cook. Let them cook. All right. The Scar Essence Mine. The Humble Blood Rune, a sought-after catalytic rune whose consumption allows the casting of ancient magics, the swooshing of the Scythe of Vitor, and whatever word begins with S suits the Sanguinesti staff. The Blood Rune has a whole host of fun uses, but in recent years has come under fire from players for just how tedious it can be to accumulate enough of these magical stones. Currently, most players trying to upkeep their Scythe or Sanguinesti staff opt to buy them from the Grand Exchange, Magic, or is there supposed to be a comma there? Grand Exchange, Magic shops, competing with each other as they hop through worlds in a desperate bid to stock up enough for future PVM sessions. While so-called shopscape is the done thing, shopping and hopping isn't exactly the most riveting content. It's true. For a while, we've seen affected players suggest the addition of rune packs for some of the runes that don't currently have them, like Blood, Death, Soul, or even Astral runes. While we agree this would likely alleviate some of the frustration with upkeeping some of these runes, you'd still be competing with others, hopping through... Okay, don't say that. This is just a lie. You'd still be competing... I mean, it's true, but that is absolutely not the case. People would not be worrying about this. Let me read this. You'd still be competing with others, hopping through worlds, and spending more time in a shop interface than out in Gielinor. That is just simply untrue. Now, I am completely against blood rune packs, but come on, like, let's not be silly here. This is not the reason. Like, or they're not saying this is the reason, but nobody would complain if there was blood rune packs about the hopping. Like this, seriously. I mean, you literally get 100 runes in a pack. Like you're hopping, and within literally 10 seconds between each hop, you are gathering 2,700 runes. And to be honest, if there's like 100 packs in there, like you're literally getting 10,000 runes in a matter of like genuinely 20 seconds. I don't think that's a big deal. Again, I am completely against rune packs, so I like that Jagex is at least trying to come up with something. We'll see what they're looking at. All right. We think we can do better than blood rune packs. After all, we have a whole skill dedicated to crafting runes. Why don't we leverage that? Amen. We've done similar in the past with Drew's Sandstone Grinder, which gave players an option to use mining to cut down on shopping and hopping for sand, ultimately getting the item they're after while being out in the world, so long as they have the GP to afford Drew's services. To that end, we've set out to make something with the following goals in mind. Allow players to obtain blood runes extremely quickly. As a bonus, expand this system to runes beyond blood runes, while making sure all of the above goals still apply. Avoid impacting the economy for any non-iron players. Players should be financially disincentivized from engaging with this content if their aim is to sell the runes on. Okay. Ensure that the gameplay is thematically tied to runecraft. Ensure the gameplay loop itself is quick, intuitive, and easy to access. With all of the above in mind, let's introduce the star of today's show, Ventriculus the Abyssal Extractor. Ventriculus the Abyssal Extractor. The name might be a bit of a mouthful, yes, but the aims couldn't be simpler. Ventriculus is a part of our design to give players a fast way to get runes. Any kind, not just blood runes. That's tied to gameplay and integrated with the runecraft skill without adversely impacting the main game economy. Gotta keep blowing this glass. Before we get started, you might be wondering where we'd even put the extractor itself, given that somebody would likely have noticed something so unusual by now. As luck has it, some of you have recently uncovered a new area with strong ties to runecraft, the Scar. Note that to access the Abyssal Extractor, you will require at least partial completion of Desert Treasure 2, the Fallen Empire, since you'll require access to the star in the first place. Accessed via the Rift near the Temple of the Eye, which you might be familiar with from the Guardians of the Rift minigame, the Scar has a habit of sucking in leftover runes and essence from careless adventurers who keep dropping the things. Inside the Scar, these leftovers move through tissues, sinew, and synapses, resulting in amalgamations of runes, essence, and flesh that defy the laws of nature. The abyss itself grows around these amalgamations, so you'll need a spot of manual labor to spit them apart and extract anything useful. That's where mining comes in, and our proposed gameplay loop begins. Okay. Gameplay loop. Let's set the scene with a very high-tech flowchart. All right. Tainted Essence Extractor. Tainted Essence. Choose type. Choose function, pure essence obtained, pay GP, extract, obtained. Okay, this makes no sense currently, but let's take a look. With a little mining expertise, leveled 66 mining to be precise, a pickaxe, and a lot of putting your back into it, you'll be able to mine tainted essence. These are the grotesque mixtures of runes, essence, and flesh that we mentioned earlier. From here, you have two options. We'll start with the most interesting bit, making extracts. Okay. By removing the wrong runic energy and compressing what's left, the extractor can provide you with extracts that are bound to specific types of runic energy. These stackable extracts function as catalysts while rune crafting, allowing you to craft significant bonus quantities of the rune they correspond to. A spot of mining in eventual exchange for huge quantities of extra runes sounds like a pretty good deal. So what's the catch? The catch is Haggis, a member of the ZMI, Zamarakian Magical Institute, who wound up lost in the abyss and is now, to put it bluntly, utterly unhinged. Haggis, or Hages, or whatever you say, has his heart set on returning from his adventure with loot worth losing his mind for. He knows the ventriculus better than anyone, and he'll let you use it, you guess it, for a price. We'll cover the extract cost later on in the blog, but for now, keep in mind that these extracts don't come free. There's even a handy coffer nearby where you can store your coins so you don't have to grab them from the bank every time you want to get your hands on more extracts. Okay. Alternatively, you can clean your tainted essence and stack up large quantities of pure essence, approximately 10,000 pure essence per hour. Okay, let me read that again. You can clean your tainted essence and stack up large quantities of pure essence. Approximately 10,000 pure essence per hour. Haggis appreciates that many of you out there groan in the sight of pure essence following a showdown with the Great Olm, or that some of you leave behind the pure essence that Zora so graciously provides to be consumed by the toxic wastes. Obtaining pure essence in this way won't cost you anything. Haggis knows that you'll be more than willing to part with your GP once you process that essence into extracts. He's playing the long game. So you use tainted essence to make extracts, which serve as powerful catalysts for runecraft. Simple. I'm just confused about this part. Maybe it'll explain it a little bit later. So you're cleaning your... Why are you cleaning the tainted essence? And so you're cleaning and stacking pure essence? I'm confused. Anyway, let's see this. Okay, tainted essence. Use one of the... Like, where's the pure essence coming from? Your stack... Is this just saying you're using your own pure essence? Anyway, let's see. There are 4 variants of these extracts: warped, twisted, mangled, and scarred, with different variants catalyzing different groups of runes so that every type of rune in the game can be multiplied using one of these extracts. Crafting runes with the corresponding extract in your inventory will multiply the amount of runes you make when using any essence, rune, pure, or Dayalt, to runecraft. Note that the extract's catalytic effects won't work at the Arania altar. They'll only work for specifically targeted runes. On the face of things, it's pretty simple system to understand, so let's get stuck in the nitty-gritty and answer the big questions you probably have set for the stage. How many runes can I craft per hour using extracts, and how much will it cost? Balancing. Before we get stuck into numbers, let's make clear what we're up against. In a perfect world, the players who've been asking us for blood rune packs for all this time could, in theory, obtain around 100,000 blood runes per hour at current rates. This isn't entirely realistic due to delays when world hopping, finding the NPC to trade with again, competing with other players also buying the same rune as you, but it's a solid ballpark. With that in mind, runecraft with extracts obtained from the Scar Essence mine needs to result in a hefty number of runes while remaining expensive enough that players would incur a net loss by selling the runes to each other, thus pricing these bonus runes out of the wider community or wider economy. Understandably, it doesn't really make sense to put something like this together for only blood runes. Players can at times need vast quantities of all kinds of runes for all kinds of goals. So we've aimed to put together a system that applies to every rune and at a price point that makes sense for each of them. While the main problem we're trying to solve here is the sheer amount of time spent upkeeping weapons like the Scythe of Vitor and Sanguinesi Staff for some endgame players, by expanding extracts to all types of runes, you'll be able to put your skills to use and save some time gathering Chaos runes to sell for Tackle, or perhaps even stock up a whole bunch of Trident charges earlier on in the game. The prices of extracts are all based on currently existing shop prices, with exceptions for Wrath runes and combination runes, since these aren't sold for GP by any NPC. Though we've aimed to ensure the cost per rune for these types remain higher than their well-established values on the Grand Exchange. To explain how the 4 types of extracts are going to work and tie into this, here's a handy table. Okay, Mangled Extract, Scarred, Twisted, and Warped, 12,000 GP per extract. So, okay, so it costs 200 GP per rune, I'm assuming. Scarred, oh, interesting. Look at this. So in order to craft these extra, just like super, like you're basically still paying 400 GP per blood, but now you just can't just sit in a store. You have to go craft them. You'll probably get rewarded with some XP. Interesting. Okay, so 200 for Nature's Laws, Astrals, and Deaths. 400 Blood, Souls, and Wraths. Interesting. Okay. Bonus runes per essence. I see. So it's going to explain it in a second, I'm pretty sure. Sticking with blood runes as an example, obtaining a Scarred extract from the extractor would set you back 24,000 GP. Assuming you have no other bonuses, no blood essence, no raiments of the eye, using 1 pure essence on the blood altar while having a Scarred extract in your inventory would give you 61 blood runes in total. If you had 27 pure essence and 27 Scarred extract, you'd wind up with 1647 blood runes in total in exchange. Do I have here? Let me just pull up a calc because now I'm very curious what this would actually look like. So let's say it said 61 per essence. So 61, right now you can actually, with a Colossal pouch, craft, I believe it's 60. Is it 60? Now I'm fucking losing it. I'm pretty sure it's like 63. Pretty sure you can craft like about 63 essence per inventory. I'm just going to put 63. So per okay, and then you have to also do the multiplication. Okay, no, wait. Oh, shit. Okay, do you do the blood essence first, or do you do the... I think you do the raiment first. Times 1.6 for the raiments. Times 1.5 for the blood... whatever it's called. Blood thing. Why am I spacing the name of it? Jesus Christ, that's not good. 9,200 blood essence. That was what I was missing. Okay, so blood 9,200 runes per lap. but you're spending how much? 24,000 times. Okay, so 9,200 per lap. I think I did the math right. I think you have to. Well, it doesn't matter which you multiply first, but I'm pretty sure that's what it equals out to generally, right? Pretty sure. Anyway, let's see, or maybe I don't know. I don't know how the blood essence works with the multiplier, but let's just assume it's 9,000. So it says 24, or no, they said 24,000 per. So times 63. Sheesh. Okay, so you're spending 1.5 million GP per lap. They've gone so, Jesus fucking Christ. They were not kidding about, okay, let's see this. See, just for those that are confused about my math, it looks as though with the outfit and blood essence, crafting blood runes, you'd be able to craft 9,000 per lap, but you're spending 1.5 million GP per lap. Okay. Keeping that example in mind, it's pretty easy to imagine how quickly you'll be able to stack up runes using extracts, assuming you have the GP to obtain enough extracts in the first place. Now, these bonus runes are applied additively, meaning the bonuses you get are on top of modifiers like the raiment or the passive. Okay, wait, these bonuses are applied additively. Interesting. Okay, somebody in the comments will have to explain that to me. It's probably not 9,000, or maybe I don't know. You guys let me know. Maybe it is still 9,000. We reckon players will be able to obtain roughly 25,000 extracts per hour, assuming they have the cash to afford them all. With these 25,000 extracts, we anticipate the speedy players using the so-called True Blood Altar could expect to craft somewhere in the region of 200,000 to 250,000 blood runes per hour, depending on other factors like the use of giant versus colossal pouches or how quickly they're able to complete runs. While things like the Raiment of the Eye or blood essences do increase the number of blood runes a player might obtain, the difference is relatively low since these bonuses stack additively. Of course, making 25,000 scarred extracts would set our bloodthirsty player back a whopping 600,000 GP. Sheesh. Okay. Selling these blood runes on to other players would result in you losing roughly half of the GP you spent making the runes in the first place. So, Iron Man update. And this is how we keep these vast quantities of runes from entering the main economy. You're free to sell them on as if you'd like, but you'll wind up losing absolutely massive quantities of GP to do so. And nobody enjoys losing huge quantities of GP for no reason. Now, these extracts aren't exclusive to blood runes, though we imagine those are what you're most of you reading are interested in, but also extend to others too. Perhaps you're looking to stock up on fire runes and never have to worry about your Trident of the Swamps charges ever again. You'll be able to net somewhere in the region of 1.5 million to 2 million elemental runes in an hour if you like. Assuming you have the funds, are you spotting a recurring theme here? Other methods like Abyss rune crafting will result in somewhere ranging from 150,000 to 200,000 of your chosen runes per hour, while using extracts at the Kollin blood and soul altars will net you somewhere in the region of 80,000, 90,000, and 50,000 to 60,000 bloods and souls per hour, respectively. While there are some very rough napkin math figures, or these are some, your specific mileage may vary slightly. Ultimately, what we're trying to drive home is that the extracts will allow you to obtain vast quantities of your chosen rune, with assuming you're able to pay vast quantities of GP to obtain the extracts, and that selling these crafted runes on would result in hefty losses for you. So you should only use extracts to craft runes you're planning to use yourself, thus keeping these runes out of the main economy as much as... What? So it's like there's no way any main is doing this, right? Like you literally have to spend 400 GP per blood rune. Like what the fuck? And not adverse. This is literally just Iron Man catered, like entirely. There's no way a main is doing this, right? Somebody in the comments just tell me. Okay. As much as possible, not adversely impacting their price for non-iron players. Closing thoughts. Beyond the gameplay loop and numbers we've shared, there's not a whole lot to say about the content of the proposal, but we'd like to take a moment to share some closing thoughts and add some additional context that might address some lingering questions. While we touched on it earlier in the blog, some of you might still be wondering, why not just release Blood Rune packs? And while we completely understand where you're coming from, we'd like to reiterate and make clear exactly why we're taking a slightly more involved approach. Rune packs don't really solve the underlying issue that constantly world hopping, buying as much as you can, and competing with other irons just isn't particularly fun or engaging gameplay. Adding packs doesn't fix or solve Shopscape, just expedites it. I'm so confused. Okay. Additionally, we have an entire skill whose sole purpose is crafting runes. Neglecting runecraft as a solution to this issue doesn't feel like the best approach to take from a game design perspective, since we'd like players to be out and interacting with the world of Gilnor as much as possible, as opposed to cycling through interfaces for ages in order to stock up for a lengthy PVM session. It says stock up, but it's stock up for those listening on Spotify. By the way, if you guys want to listen to these rambles on Spotify, down in the description, be sure to follow it on your favorite, or I guess it's technically on all podcasting platforms. Go check it out, boys. Ultimately, shops are probably a little too good, but they've been this way for years and years, so we feel it's better to work around shops and provide... Oh my God. I'm losing my mind. We feel it's better to just work around it, basically. Shops and provide a better gameplay-focused alternative. Even though this approach is a tad more involved than making something like rune packs, it's still very light on time requirements from developers and artists, so won't adversely impact any of the other content we've got planned in the coming weeks. There you have it, Ventriculus the Extractor, our proposed gameplay solution to the woes of upkeeping weapons like the Scythe of Vitor and Sanguinesi Staff on Iron accounts. Expanded to all runes to suit more use cases. Pay up a hefty sum, obtain stackable extracts. If you're short on essence, then use the Scar Essence mine to obtain significant quantities of pure essence. Use extracts. Okay, wait. If you're short on essence, then use the Scar Essence mine to obtain significant quantities of pure essence. So what was that again? Was that just saying you could get 10,000 pure essence per hour earlier up? I was confused about the whole pure essence thing. Or was that? I'm sorry, guys, if you're just wanting me to share my thoughts at this point. Yeah. Alternatively, you can clean your tainted essence and stack up large quantities of pure essence. Approximately 10,000 pure essence per hour. Huh? Are you able to do tainted day alt? I can't even remember now. Fuck. God damn it. Whatever. There's just no time. No time. All right, pay up a hefty sum, blah, 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 to obtain significant quantities of pure essence. Use extracts to craft massive bonus quantities of specific runes with the runecraft skill. Use your massive supply of bonus runes for any activities you see fit. Seems simple enough? Good. Now, it's up to you to let us know what you think across all the usual channels where we'll have an opportunity to see your feedback and make any necessary tweaks, changes, or updates before giving you the chance to vote on the Scar Essence mine in an upcoming poll, alongside the leagues for Trailblazer Reloaded rewards poll. Okay. There is a lot to talk about, genuinely. I am very concerned, first off, with this. This seems absolutely busted for irons. Now, you do have to pay a large sum of money, to be fair, but I just need to say that just in general, before I go into specifics, this is a horrible idea. In my opinion, horrible idea. And you know what? It's not going to be popular because there is so much to talk about when it comes to this. This is what I mean. Okay, so I tweeted a while ago, just a few weeks ago. Skilling is in a horrible place. The game is revolving around PVM right now, and we see it right now. Oh my God, like old Iron Man players that have quit, like I just think of like Lelador, or just like any of those like people way back, they would be absolutely horrified by something like this. Like just completely, I know Jagex in this blog, it looks as though they're wanting to involve skilling as, this is how you get runes. This is not involving skilling to get runes. It literally takes a motherfucking hour to get 250,000 blood runes. Like, this is not saying we want skilling to be involved. No, this is called literally just shopscaping a little bit more fun. Like, this is all it is. There's no way this appeals to any main player. Any main account is not benefiting from this. There's no fucking way. The only thing I can see is like maybe crafting your own air runes because there's a goddamn GE cap or something. Like just because it's cheap enough for it. But like, aren't nature runes like 90 GP now? Like, you're having to spend 200 GP for that. I'm pretty sure death runes are under 100 GP now as well. Maybe that's a lie. Let me just actually check. Let's see. Not 90. Okay, listen. All of these prices are double what these are. So no main player is using this unless you're actually just dumb. Like, you just can't do math. So that's a problem. And so this is literally an Iron Man centered update that is literally just making blood rune packs, or all rune packs technically, in just a varied manner. Like, you just do a different method for it instead of hopping worlds, which literally nobody has a problem with. And then you're getting a little trickle of RCXP for it. So, and then I guess you're running around the world for it. But it's like, you literally would do this for a total of 2 hours to stack up 500,000 blood runes. Like, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. This actually makes me so upset because the fact that Jagex says they don't want to bring out blood rune packs, and they've been pretty sold on it about not doing that. This will pass, which is fucking sickening. I just know this will pass. Unless mains can gather up and just realize this is an Iron Man catered update, that this update destroys Iron Man mode. I'm not saying entirely, but this is a destroying Iron Man mode. Like, this destroys it. As soon as you do this with everything. Like, you've made it so Iron Men, like, listen, there are so many wannabe Iron Men out there. I'm sorry, but when you're an Iron Man and you're bitching and moaning constantly because you can't get everything you need, like, stop playing a motherfucking Iron Man then. Like, Iron Man is literally about you getting your own fucking resources because you're a masochist. You signed up for it. You literally signed up for it. Now, that's not to say we need to take every shitty update and realize, like, okay, this just sucks. We can still have quality of life. Don't get me wrong. I'm totally in on having a really fantastic rune crafting minigame or something. Another alternative that gives you more runes per hour. But this is not it. This is absolutely not it. I came out, this is not to just advertise my own method, but I am going to say for those that haven't checked it out, I came out with a rune crafting method idea that is involved. You get a lot of essence per hour, and it fundamentally helps the rune problem in general. So you can go check it out. It's going to be down in the description. It's called the Cosmic Underworld, and it's fast-paced. It's fun. It uses your own essence. It changes blood essence entirely into catalytic essence, and it also involves just a rebalancing of multiple runes in general. So, you know, in the rune crafting thing, multiple runes, like, you know, you're crafting all this. This is fundamentally looked at honestly and is given more balance. So, for example, the fact that you can only craft 2 chaos runes per essence and you can craft 2 death runes per essence at 99, like, that makes no fucking sense. You should genuinely be able to craft like 4 or 5 chaos per essence at 99. Like, we need to look at this and reevaluate what's going on here. So that is involved in it. It's fast-paced. It's fun. You would actually enjoy crafting runes with the Cosmic Underworld. It's everyone's there together, so you're not just in a private, you know, little world hopping over and over. And also what it does, and you guys can watch the video if you're interested in it, is it removes runes from other drop tables to give way for catalytic essence across the game. So I know a lot of Iron Men that are just PVM focused are going to be like, fuck that. But you would literally say, fuck this, fuck that to anything because you're a PVM Iron Man. You're just you're not playing the right mode. If you're a fucking PVMer, just play a goddamn main account. Like, I'm so scared of this. Like, I'm genuinely so scared of an update like this coming out because it's just overkill. I can understand if they were just saying, like, you know, double the runes and you just pay a little price. I still find it kind of just stupid because you might as well just have blood essence. Like, I don't know. It's just very concerning. I just woke up this morning. I know I sound like I'm just croaky and just miserable, but I'm so fucking scared of this. I'm going to make another video on this later talking about a few more thoughts, and I'm going to address some of the comments you guys will bring down in the comment section. But seriously, Jagex, this is not good. This is not good for the game. This is so concerning. It's, oh my God. Like, I have so many thoughts, but I don't want to just make a jumbled thoughts right now. I need to like write it down, make a list, and come back to you guys in a little bit. But all I'm saying is I'm very scared of this. And the concerning thing is I think it'll pass just simply because people see RuneScape. People see old school RuneScape as PVMscape because Jagex has not decided to come out with engaging, fun skilling content that's rewarding. It's like, yes, there's a few different, you know, exceptions to that, but generally speaking, PVM is way more fun than skilling, and it doesn't have to be that way. And people think it does have to be that way because we've never seen a fucking fun skilling update. It's so depressing. It's so depressing. So I'll come back to you guys, but leave it down in the comments if you guys are feeling a certain way. Oh my God. People are going to be like, oh, shut up. It's not that big of a deal. We're PVM now. Dude, just play a fucking main account. Or Jagex just come out with a new game mode called, what was it called? Not Mithril Man. Bronze, or it's not Bronze Man or Mithril. It's like the mode where you play as an Iron Man. I think it's Bronze Man mode. It's pretty much Bronze Man mode where it's like, you can use the Grand Exchange, you use all the stuff, but you can't buy anything unless you've obtained it first in the first place or something like that. It's like people want an Iron Man mode that's not Iron Man mode. They want an Iron Man mode that's you can get all the fucking, you know, annoying resources to get from the Grand Exchange and then just enjoy the Iron Man lifestyle without being an Iron Man. It's pretty cringe, but people want that. So we should look at that instead of just, what the fuck is this? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm upset. I will make another video later this afternoon. I'm going to go play some pickleball in a second. So I need to get my anger out in a physical manner. So anyway, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I don't sound too mad. I sound pretty aggressive. I'm not that. I just need to be cool, calm, and collected and come back to you guys with another video. So expect another one probably later today, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.